Many people head up north in the summer, in part to be able to gaze at the brilliant night sky. On Manitoulin Island, at one of Canada's few dark sky preserves, that view of the universe is particularly sought after. Our Northeastern Hub's journalist Claude Sharma traveled there to find out more, and he joins us now from our studio at Laurentian University in Sudbury. Welcome aboard, Claude.
Thank you.
You were recently at the Dark Sky Preserve in Manitoulin Island. What is the Dark Sky Preserve?
Well, Jay, Dark Sky Preserve is an area where there's no artificial lighting or light pollution, an area that really promotes astronomy. Now, if you were to go to a Dark Sky Preserve and look up, you would clearly see the stars, the constellations, just really popping compared to where you're at in Toronto. You go outside and look up, you don't see them as well. Now, light pollution plays a big factor in this. What is light pollution? Well, it can be anything from street lights, car lights, skyscrapers, lights from big industries that would interfere with certain areas, so the sky isn't really as visible. And now, to be considered a dark sky preserve here in Canada, you have to get designation from the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada. So it's not just a dark place where you can look up and see the stars. There are many factors that go into it. And if I can just give you a comparison, I'm sure as a child, you or your friends had stars, the glow-in-the-dark stars on your ceiling before you went to bed. Well, they probably look the best when all the lights are off, there's no light coming in at all, but you turn on just one light and it makes a drastic difference. That's kind of the best comparison I can give for people out there at home.
I want to get an idea of how many dark sky preserves there are and what's so unique about the one that you visited.
Well, according to the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada, there are 21 in Canada, mostly on national and provincial parks, one municipality, and 2 that are commercially owned private campgrounds. And that's where I went. I went to Gordon's Park in Takema, which is on Manitoulin Island. And what makes it so unique? Well, it is the first one in Canada to receive designation by the Royal Astronomical Society of Canada. That was 10 years ago. A new one just popped up recently in Quebec. And this is a campground that promotes ecotourism. And it's quite a sight to see when you go there. You arrive at the park, greeted by friendly people, and then you drive off about a kilometer or so down the street to this dark sky preserve. And when it hits about 11 o'clock at night, you can really see the stars in the sky, and it's something special.
Definitely sounds like a trek to get there. You've got a chance to chat with some of the people there. Was it worth their time? Yeah, well, one attraction I found is one of the astronomers who work there, and that's Gordon Soplet. He is quite an interesting gentleman. What he does is he takes you on a laser-guided tour. So he points to the stars, the constellations, and kind of gives you stories and anecdotes, what they mean, pointing out planets as well. And I actually spoke to a couple who was doing kind of a Southern Ontario tour. They're from Kansas City, but they said they wanted to make one unique stop in the province, so they picked Manitoulin Island, and they chose Gordon Park, and they wanted to do this stargazing exhibit. So they did, and they said it was breathtaking. They said it's nothing like they've ever seen before, using binoculars, the naked eye, a telescope. And they said if they compare it back to home in Kansas City, you know what, when they go outside and look up, they don't see much different from what they saw at Gordon's Park. Sounds incredible. Now, I really want to know, what is a star party?
Well, a star party is a gathering of astronomers, amateur astronomers, just regular people. So you would go to a dark sky preserve and you'd camp out there. So right underneath that well-lit sky, the dark night, and you camp out there. But then there's more to it. It's not just about camping. It's not just about stargazing. Yeah, those are the main attractions. But it's also what you make of it. And they happen all over Canada. So at Gordon's Park, we'll have a star party, make a weekend, overnight vacation, and people can bring potluck dinners, potluck lunches. They have wine and cheese nights. So it's a big social gathering. And there are also themed events as well. So you can go to a star party, and I guess later on in the summer, they have one dedicated to the Northern Lights, the Aurora Borealis. So an extra special time, and these themes are all different and they happen all over the country. I would recommend it.
Definitely something I will be checking out. Always a pleasure, Claude. Thanks a lot.
The Agenda with Steve Paikin is brought to you by the Chartered Professional Accountants of Ontario, helping businesses stay on the right side of change with strategic thinking, insightful decisions, and business leadership. Are you on the right side of change? Ask an Ontario CPA.